Today on 411 Outdoors, we're going to be doing something we never have before, and that is looking at some buck knives. But in this video, I want to put on display my two favorite fixed blades from Buck. Stick around. On my YouTube channel, I do two types of knife reviews. One would be something I'm actually reviewing, something that's either been sent to me by a company or something I just want to find out about that I'm not really all that sure of. But then on the other side of the coin, there is knife reviews where I like to do a showcase and put on display knives that I've been wanting to add to my collection. These are knives that I believe have a good reputation, that are tested, that are gorgeous to look at. And that's what this video is going to be about. I'm not going to be beating these knives up in this video because I don't believe I need to. These are old classics. They've been around forever, but they're kind of new to me as I've just gotten my hands on them as of late, and I can't wait to get started. Let's get rolling. First on the list here is the beautiful Buck 119. It's been absolute eye candy in my shopping cart for quite some time, and I actually prefer the length of this blade to the Buck 120. It's very interesting to see real knives showcased in movies, and no knife has been showcased in the movies more than the Buck 120. If you watch the Scream movies, if you're a horror fan, you're going to see that knife on every corner. But to me, I find the size and structure of the 119 a little more attractive. And I'm a huge fan of these leather sheaths. 420 high carbon steel satin finish blade. And this is actually quite light, 7.5 ounces. Now the handle material is very nice. I believe that's phenolic, but it's very slick. Could be at least. I probably walked past this knife 100 times at Walmart debating whether or not I wanted to go ahead and take it home. These knives have some pretty fat handles with comparison to the thickness of the blade. If you like a meaty handle, you'll like these Buck knives. If not, you won't. And I may even have to go back and get the 120 just for fun. As you know, I wanted to save the best for last, so let's put that one on display right now. And that beauty, my friends, is the Buck 124, a full tang monster of a blade. A lot of people argue over the definition of full tang, but I don't consider the Buck 119 a full tang blade, but the 124 is. This is 11 3/4 in overall length with a 6 1/4 inch 420 high carbon steel blade. This comes with a beastly micarta handle. 13.3 ounces in overall weight, so it's pretty stout. Buck is known for its heat treatment on its blades. Get a look at that thing. Good golly, Miss Molly. I went back and forth with regards to both of these knives because I've been going through Buck knives over the last couple of years, looking at their fixed blades, just trying to decide which one I wanted to take a closer look at because I wanted to do some reviews on Buck knives. And the more I studied their fixed blades, the more I just zeroed in on these two in particular. I just think they have absolutely gorgeous designs. It's just one of those blades that I needed to put into the collection. You know how it is as a knife person. You have knives that you've been looking at for years and you hadn't pulled the trigger on. Well, this has kind of been that for me. I want to put the sheath on display here as well. Again, I do really like the leather sheaths that come with these Buck knives. I want to let you get another look at this tang here. How that spreads all the way through. Don't this thing look beautiful in that evening sunset light? USA made, good quality, trustworthy materials. I've talked to a few people that Buck is not their cup of tea, and honestly, I looked at a large majority of their fixed blades, and I really narrowed it down to two that I liked and wanted to put into the collection. But I didn't see a ton of fixed blades that are my cup of tea, but these most definitely were. I have a special drawing anyway to a good solid black handle with this type of finish. To me, that's just as attractive as it gets for a knife. These are obviously skinning machines. They're pretty much marketed as all-purpose blades, camping, backpacking, and Ghostface and Scream obviously thought that it was a worthy blade to go on his own crazy rampage. Combatively, I do find these handles to be kind of slick, so this is just one of those good old boy knives I'd like to use out in the field, you know, for just general purposes. But, you know, a blade is a blade, and it can do a lot of things. A blade can work and a blade can fight, but, you know, these are some real slick handles. So if that's your intended purpose, you might want to put something grippy on these things. At the end of the day, these two buck knives that I have chosen as my favorite from their fixed blade line are ultimately a novelty to me at this point in the game. These are two blades I wanted to collect. It's nice to know that they have been tested and proven over the years, and I know that they are good working blades. So that brings us to a conclusion, and you know what I'm going to ask next, and that is, what are your favorite fixed blades from Buck Knives? I would even be interested in hearing what your favorite folders are from Buck Knives, because it's just a classic brand, proven, and I know a lot of people use and love these knives. I'm pretty new to having Buck Knives in my collection, but it's been something that I have been wanting to cross off my list for a long time. And the Buck 119 and the Buck 124 have been in my sights, and I'm glad to finally have these in the house, and I'm glad to have been able to put them on display right here. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.